This is day one of watching one episode of The Simpsons every day until I am all caught up. I watched season one, episode one, a little under 2 years ago, and I don't really feel like watching it again because there's like 800 episodes to get through or something like that. It's gonna take like over 2 years. Um, so I started with, excuse me, I started with season one, episode two, Bart the Genius. Or Bart is a genius. Bart the Genius. Um, I guess I should say that I'm not incredibly familiar with The Simpsons. I mean, obviously, I know The Simpsons, and I've seen The Simpsons movie, and I've seen, the odd episode here and there. I used to have The Simpsons Road Rage on my DS. Um, and I know, like, a fair amount of the characters. I think I actually used to read The Simpsons comics as well. I'd get them from the newsagent um, when my sister had to go to ballet. And I mean, I had to come along too, I guess. And I would read The Simpsons comics there. Like, there were like Treehouse of Horror ones and stuff. So I guess it's wrong to say that I'm not that familiar. I guess I just mean I've never really watched The Simpsons, and I thought this idea actually came to me in a dream, very genuinely. Maybe a few nights ago, I had a dream where I watched every episode of The Simpsons, and after each one, I made a video diary about it, and I didn't get a single view. And I guess this is me trying to act that out, do some honor to my my dream wishes, my urges. Okay. Bart the Genius. This is honestly a really sad episode. I feel like I can't say much, only having seen like a handful of episodes, and this only, officially being my second episode. But I feel like this is probably on top 10 lists of like top 10 times The Simpsons was actually really dark or actually really sad, because it is really sad. Bart probably just has like ADHD or something, and he just, he's clearly very creative. But it kind of gets rejected by all the authority figures in his life, especially Homer, who is a very violent father. I don't know if it was like culturally different back then. Um, it is still pretty funny. I'm not trying to say it's not funny. I guess I just like, would they make a character like Homer Simpson today? I think people might. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Bart cheats on his test. He takes the results from some fucking kid. I don't remember his name. It was like, what the fuck was his name? Martin. Yeah, Martin's a dickhead. Very clever, clearly, but just rude. Just quite rude. And I understand why Bart did what he did, but obviously there were consequences. He got into like a gifted school, and everyone there kind of sucked. And he couldn't hack it. And then but after they deemed him a genius, Homer started to take his son more seriously and treat him with a bit of, fatherly affection. There's this genuinely really sad moment when, before his first day at this gifted school, Homer kisses him, and Bart's like, "You kissed me." It's like the first time that's ever happened. really sad stuff. Yeah. But you know, they get along and they like play catch and have some father son bonding time, and then when Bart, you know, opens up and says, "I'm sorry, I lied, but I've really enjoyed these past few weeks of us, you know, spending time together, you know, being very vulnerable with his father." Because Bart's like, what? He's like 10 or something. But Homer completely rejects this, just gets really upset about the lie, chases him into his room, beats at the door, and Lisa declares Bart is stupid again. And order is restored in the Simpsons household. Pretty bleak opening to the show, but there were a few. It was still a funny episode. Yeah, just you know, I like. I guess that's all I can really think of to say about Bart the Genius, or Bart is a Genius, or just season 1, episode 2 of The Simpsons. I'll be back tomorrow for season 1, episode 3. Whatever one that might be. I feel like I really struggle with commitment, but I definitely also like to overpromise, and this is one hell of a commitment and one hell of an overpromise. So you know, but I'm going to try, because if I can't commit to watching one episode of The Simpsons and doing this about it, like, that's pretty pathetic. So